Sports presents Benning Bites with Damon Benning. Benning Bites with Damon Benning.
Another episode of Benning Bites. Hello. How you guys doing? Good? It's great. What's on my mind today with Benning Bites as we get ready to tackle the show? Kind of a lot. There seems like, there's a lot of recruiting momentum, and then you kind of put it against the reality of where Nebraska is compared to some other folks in the conference, some other schools nationally, and it can be a little sobering. So I think balancing those emotions will be pretty important, right? We're still trailing Maryland in the rankings. We're still trailing Illinois in Big Ten rankings. And I just use those as kind of an example to say, hey, listen, it's going to be a process because, in my opinion, I don't know how popular this is. There may not be any real quick fixes for next year. We'll see what happens with Cornelius on Wednesday in terms of his commitment. But he's also a testament, you guys, with the Johnny Cornelius to remember he wasn't ranked coming out of high school. And the zero stars thing is great, and people tell it now, and now all of a sudden he's highly touted. But I look at it in this way, especially when evaluating some classes that other schools have, and in particular this time Nebraska, because it's all about fit and it's all about development. And I understand good players win, right? That it's well documented what happens to win championships of the national caliber in terms of how you have to recruit. So I understand that. But I use Johnny Cornelius as an example because that's somebody's opinion. And just like it's somebody's opinion to not have him ranked, actually it's a recruiting services opinion. And no disrespect to those guys and gals. It's just it's an inexact science. And a lot of times they don't know either. So and I think that's what Nebraska's coaching staff is banking on, at least early, in the short term, with whether guys were committed to North Dakota or didn't have any offers coming in or whatever it is that we kind of think. You have to understand that it's about fit. And it's not to kill hopes, or it's just to provide perspective, because I don't think there's any way around it without like the addition of a potential Cornelius. Nebraska still has two real concerns that they have to address, and that's offensive and defensive lines. But I would couple that with, if you want a little glass of half full, they didn't get their best offensive weapons last year until after January, or in the middle of January and later. So you still have time. You can look at that one of two ways as you're trying to kind of assess this momentum of what's going on. And we'll have plenty more for you on Coffee and Cream with my main man, Andrew Rogers. Good follow at Andrew Rogers TV. Kind of funny. Keeps me on my toes. I like the yin and the yang. However you catch your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, whatever. You can check us out on iHeartRadio. We'll have an ESPN mobile app that we're on. And again, big news, two pieces of big news coming very soon, hopefully before or around the first of the year. That's pretty quick, and it's a coming. However you get your news from us via the podcast, do that. It's a morsel, a nugget, a bite. It's DBs. It's Benning Bites.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.